Hey, welcome back to Cocktails for Quarantine. Our friend Sarah hit us up a while ago and said, hey, I'm getting my home bar set up. What do I need? What ingredients do I need so that I can make the cocktails that you're making on the show? So I put together an extensive, lengthy list of all the ingredients for the drinks that I make on the show, my favorite classics, and sent that over. And she just said, hey, thanks, but if I'm just getting started, what do I need to just make like one whiskey cocktail and one gin cocktail, and we'll get going from there. And I was like, oh, that's smart. Let's start with a couple drinks, and then you can build once you get comfortable with those drinks and figure out, how much space you got to build your home bar and all that kind of stuff. So today we're gonna make a whiskey cocktail and a gin cocktail. We're gonna make the most famous of whiskey cocktails, the old fashioned, and we're gonna make a gin martini. And if you want a little deeper look at these drinks, episode 1 from the show has the old fashioned. I'm wearing a really ridiculous outfit that'll at least make you laugh, but you can watch that for a little more information about the old fashioned. And then episode 11 goes over the martini. Today we'll quickly put these drinks together. We'll talk about what ingredients we need for each one. So first, let's start with a bourbon old fashioned, and of course we need bourbon for that. So I really recommend a bonded bourbon, a 100 proof. This is a great one. Old Granddad bonded for us today. And then we need some bitters. And I really like the Fee Brothers barrel-aged old-fashioned bitter. It's a little harder to find, but if you can find it, it's great. We also need a mixing glass, and we need some Demerara syrup, and we'll need a bar spoon, a Hawthorne Strainer, and Luxardo Cherries, and an orange for the orange peel. A Y peeler is my favorite way of peeling the orange for cocktails, and we need a Jigger, 1.5 on this side, 1 on this side with the splits. Japanese Jigger is 1 ounce on one side and 2 ounces on the other. People have their preferences. I use both in different circumstances, but you need a Jigger, and we need a rocks glass, and we need some ice. I like using these king cubes. This tray is really easy to find, and you make 6 king cubes. They're great for whiskey cocktails and such. And then more ice for mixing with. So that's what we'll need. I'll put all this stuff down in the comments or whatever that section is down there below where you write stuff. So let's get this put together. We're gonna start with 2 ounces of bourbon. One, two, and that's all the alcohol we need for this one. And we'll go 2 to 3 dashes of the Fee Brothers. That's plenty. And then we're gonna do a bar spoon of the juice from your Luxardo Cherries. Some people like 1 ounce of Demerara syrup. I like to go 1/2 ounce. But if you don't like the balance, if you want it a little sweeter, if you're just getting used to bourbon cocktails, you can go 1 ounce. That's totally fine. All right, so that's all the ingredients we need. We're gonna fill it up with ice. Make sure there's more ice than there is liquid. And then we'll stir. Okay, now that we've stirred for about 30 seconds, the outside is nice and cold. There's some condensation there. It means we've probably hit a good dilution level with the drink, and it's nice and chilled. Rocks glass, large cube. Our strainer on top. Smells fantastic. Then we need to put our Luxardo cherry in here. Boom. And an orange peel. And I'm just gonna cut the sides off of this to make it nice and neat. Orange oils around the edge so that when you bring it up your face, it smells beautiful. So there is a great old fashioned. There's our bourbon cocktail for today. Next, we're gonna make the martini. Okay, so for our martini, we need a gin. And today we'll use Uncle Val's Botanical Gin. And we need a dry vermouth, and we'll use Dolan dry vermouth. We keep this in the refrigerator, keep all your vermouths in the refrigerator. Orange bitters, Fee Brothers West Indian orange bitters is what we'll use today. We will also need a mixing glass for this drink, and our Hawthorne Strainer, and we will need a bar spoon, and we will need a lemon and a peeler for our garnish, and our jigger. We will also need a Coupe Glass for this one, or a Martini glass. I like them in a coupe. Martinis, you really want to serve them cold. We're going to dilute them and chill them in our mixing glass to get them nice and cold, but you also want to put it into a glass that's cold already. So before you make it, put some ice water in there, make sure the glass is cold. Let's get going here. Need 2 ounces of our gin. One. And I think we have just enough. Oh yeah, perfect. 2 ounces. 3/4 ounce of our dry vermouth. And then 2 shakes of our orange bitters. Now, we'll cover this with ice. And we will stir till it is super cold. Okay, it is nice and cold, and it's been about 40 seconds, so it should be perfectly diluted. We've got our Coupe Glass. It's chilling. Get rid of that, make sure all the water's out. Our strainer. That is nice and silky. Looks beautiful. Now we're gonna do a nice long swath of our lemon peel. I'm gonna trim up the edges. Get a nice little twist here. There we go, that looks beautiful. Now we got a martini, and we have an old fashioned. We're ready to party by ourselves at home, maybe with like one other person, which is safe, so do that. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Cocktails for Quarantines, and hit us up if you have any questions. Otherwise, we'll see you next time on Cocktails for Quarantine.
Cocktails for Quarantine.